Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot C. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through the cards that come out in this reading today. So first card we have is the Empress. We have some Venus energy with us. You could be dealing with a Taurus or even a Libra. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Four of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords showing up in the reverse. So this Two of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of clarity, especially as far as when it comes to being clear-minded, as far as where things are and where somebody wants to be when it comes to this connection. This does feel like an energy of also being very decisive. So it feels like an energy of someone being in a space where I do feel like they are quite decided upon this connection and even upon where they stand with you within this connection and even within themselves. There could have been some confusion as far as even being in a space of feeling a bit conflicted. But with this card showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of being in a space where somebody's gaining a lot of clarity. I do feel like also being in a space of putting things into perspective is also making them see this connection in a different light and why it matters so much to them. I do feel like with the Empress card showing up over here, this feels like a very attractive energy. I do feel like there's a sense of when it comes to the feelings of the person you are dealing with, this person is very attracted to you. I do feel like they are very attracted to your beauty. I feel that there's a sense of also being very attracted to other qualities about you as far as even your energy and even when it comes to the way in which you show up socially and when it comes to being in a space of even just kind of being in a space where you could be quite kind-hearted or this person may be perceiving you as someone who's quite kind-hearted and also has a way of being able to make them feel comfortable. This person definitely does see growth and expansion within this connection with you. I do feel like this person also wants to be able to kind of create that with you. I do feel like with the Three of Wands showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being in a space where there could be some waiting or some patience when it comes to this connection. And I do feel like when it comes to waiting on someone, this person isn't going to keep you in that space, especially with this Two of Swords showing up in the reverse. So it feels like an energy of being able to provide you with a clear way forward within this connection. And I do feel like with this Three of Wands showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of actually being in a space where there's a desire to be able to have something that is going to be long lasting as far as anything you are creating or building with someone. And also when it comes to being able to see the future of this connection with this person, you may feel and hope for a sense of growth and expansion as connection. Do you feel like with the Three of Wands, this is also a sign of having that. And I do feel like with the Three of Wands, this also feels like distance as far as physical distance. So this does feel like a sense of also being in a space where when it comes to kind of being patient through any distance, this Three of Wands does feel like an energy of being able to have that distance be something that is like there's an answer to how long you'll be waiting. I do feel like with this Three of Wands showing up over here, feels like a very successful energy as far as anything you're waiting on. So I do feel like with this Three of Wands showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being able to experience anything you're waiting for, be able to be something that it feels like there's a sense of having either an answer, but also feel like also being able to experience a waiting period being shorter than what may have been expected. With the Four of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of kind of being in a space where somebody's a bit is holding back. It's like they are trying to be cautious or reserved within their approach to this connection. I do feel like this may actually be a quality of this person naturally. But with this Four of Pentacles card showing up over here, it feels like an energy of kind of being in a space where somebody is kind of slow to drop a guard or slow to be able to let you in. But I do feel like with the Two of Swords, this does feel like an energy of kind of working towards being able to get to that place. So this does feel like an energy of being in a space where mentally this person is open. I do also feel like you're winning this person's trust, especially with regards to being able to kind of be open with you, let you in, and being able to kind of let down that guard. if it is emotional, I do feel like it's a sense of being in a space where this person is getting comfortable in this connection with you. I do feel like with this Four of Pentacles showing up over here, it also feels like this person having a lot that they have to share with you. But you do feel like this person being in a space where it's like they're slowly warming up to being able to let you in on a lot of things that they kind of are not holding back on sharing with you too soon. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Six of Pentacles. And we have the King of Pentacles. And we got the Temperance card. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Lovers card. So we do have some Sagittarius energy with this Temperance card. And we also have some Gemini energy with the Lovers card. So you could also be dealing with any of those signs. So with the Lovers card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience a connection that does feel very deep. I also feel that there's a sense of being able to recognize the connection as being the one. I do feel like there's a sense of actually being able to see a connection and feel the sense of being able to be in connection with someone who is your other half. This feels like an energy of being able to actually recognize someone as an ideal match. I do feel like there is a very strong bond over here between the two of you. I also feel that when it comes to having a lot of your lives aligned, and also as far as compatibility with the Lovers card showing up over here, this feels like a pretty aligned card. Do you feel like there's also a sense of being in a space where, with the Two of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of someone being in a space where they are in a space where they're ready to be able to be decisive and kind of be able to show up for this connection. And I do feel like they are getting clear and making the choice and choosing this connection. I do feel like with the Six of Pentacles card showing up over here, this feels like a very generous energy. I do feel like this person you're dealing with, someone who's quite generous towards you. I mean, I do feel like this also could be someone who also is going to be able to put in effort into this connection because it means so much to them. I do feel like with the Six of Pentacles card showing up over here, it feels like an energy of being able to experience balance in this connection, especially as far as the give and take. So it does feel like an energy of a mutual connection. It's not one-sided. I do feel like even as far as this person kind of showing up in ways where they're putting into this connection, they're putting effort into this connection, they are in a space where they are trying to make this connection with you work. But the Six of Pentacles card showing up over here does feel like an energy of somebody who is invested. I do feel like with the King of Pentacles card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of you could be dealing with somebody who is someone who is I do feel like there's a sense of dealing with somebody who is someone who is in power, or somebody who is in a space where they could be like a businessman, businesswoman, somebody who has a lot of responsibility. But I also feel this person could be someone who's quite responsible even in this connection with you. This person wants a connection. I do feel like even as far as showing up and reflecting that through the actions. With the King of Pentacles card showing up over here, it feels like an energy of somebody who is showing up. I do feel like with the King of Pentacles, this could be also somebody who, do feel like you may be dealing with somebody who is, I do feel like you could be in this King of Pentacles energy as well. This feels like an energy of being in a very good place career-wise, and being in a space where there's a sense of being ready and having an open spot to being able to focus in on this connection. I do feel like there's a sense of also dealing with somebody who's very responsible, someone who's very diligent. And I do also feel that with this King of Pentacles, this person could also be quite wealthy. I do feel like with the Empress, this does also feel like abundance energy. So this does feel like an energy of having a connection that does feel like it's one that's quite abundant. There's stability here. I do feel like also a lot of security. With the Temperance card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience a connection that is kind of, I do feel like it's going quite well. I do feel like there's a sense of being able to have a harmonious connection and being able to get to that place with someone. This person may be slow to warm up as far as being able to kind of drop a guard or be able to let you in. But I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, this connection is one that is headed to being able to experience a lot of stability in this connection, a lot of harmony in your connection with this person as well. I also feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, This does also feel like an energy of being in a space where there is a bit of testing of the water, and being in a space where it's like this person wants to be able to get to a place where they feel 100% comfortable in this connection. And I do feel like also when it comes to being able to really get into the flow of things, being able to really let things kind of unfold naturally. This may be a sense of a person who kind of wants to be able to ensure that they do not lose control in this connection. But I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, this feels like a pretty comfortable energy, and being able to actually kind of relinquish and give into letting go of all of that control, being able to kind of go with the flow of this connection. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have codependency. We have religious factors. And we have flirts. So the codependency card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of a connection where you may be leaning on this person, or this person may be leaning on you quite a lot when it comes to this connection. I do feel like being able to have a connection without losing oneself within this connection is also something that is beneficial to this connection, especially if there is a sense of dealing with someone who has any kind of vices, addictions, or anything that could be kind of making it hard to be able to connect with this person in the way that you could. I do feel like with this codependency card over here that there could be addictions that are also playing into that. I do feel like with this religious factors card up over here, this does feel like an energy of being in a connection that does feel like it goes quite deep. Even with the Temperance card, you could share a spiritual connection with this person. I do feel like also with the religious factors card up over here, this does also feel like an energy of having religious factors in common with this person, and even sharing in things like your faith, and being able to experience this connection as one that's kind of uplifting for the reason of sharing in a lot of those things. I do feel like there is a sense of also being able to have a similar outlook that kind of makes it easy to be able to connect with this person because you're coming from the same place and there's a sense of understanding. I do feel like with the religious factors, this does also feel like an energy of being able to experience this connection unfolding in a way where there could be a courting as far as being able to actually get to know this person, and this person being able to take actions towards you. I do feel like this could also be pertaining to this Four of Pentacles and this cautious approach towards being able to have a connection unfold with you. It feels like somebody who's trying to be able to play it in a way that is safe, but also in line with their religious and spiritual beliefs. I do feel like with the flirt card showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty light-hearted energy, and also a sense of being able to experience connecting with someone from a pretty light-hearted space. I do feel like there is communication with the Two of Swords as well. This does feel like a pretty light-hearted energy in the communication, but I also feel that it's coming from a place of being in a space of either being infatuated, wanting to be able to be romantic with you as well. And I do feel like with the Lovers card up over here, when it comes to the feelings between yourself and this person, that they are mutual, they're reciprocated, do you feel like there's a sense of being able to experience a connection that kind of leads to being able to have a strong commitment? I do feel like with the flirt card, this feels like being in the beginning stages, but it does feel like an energy of a beginning of a love story between you and this person. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.